Hello everyone and welcome back to another review, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 10th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver, which in the series he's had this since 2005 to 2010. And if you look at the box right here, it says a fully functional gestured universal remote, and I'd just like to start off with this is an amazing device, but there are a few problems that I had with it. One, when I recharged it up for 2 hours and then turned it on, it said battery depleted. I'm not quite sure why, but must be something wrong with the programming. The problem I had with it number two was if I used any of the gestures to control something like the TV or the iPod and whatever, it cut out and I had to turn it back on again. That was problem number two. Problem number three is if I used the FX mode, the sound just continued and I couldn't turn it off. Only when the battery ran out could it be turned back on again. And so I had to send it back and wait 3 weeks. But the delivery is quite quick. And this is made by the One company, that's the symbol there, and the only product I've got else from them was the 11th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver Universal Remote. So this is the package it came in, quite small, smaller than the 11th Doctor's, which I like that. And we're going to move on to the actual product itself. Comes in this black box here with the actual cutout of what it actually looks like. It's quite a good detail, I love that. And also it's got the One company symbol at the back as well. It's easy opening, he says that. And it's covered in this foam rubbery stuff, keeping it nice and secure, holding the instructions at the back and the USB to charge it and the product itself. So I'm going to start off by showing this off. Let's move this over here. And it turns on with a green light. It's quite hard to hear when it's in, but when it's out you can hear it much more easier. And it has 13 gestures, as up, down. As you can actually see, it's quite hard to control because if I go up, sometimes it says left. You just have to be gentle with it. It's quite frustrating, I know. And moving on, we've got control mode. There's 3 control modes. There's B, C, and A. Now with this you've got 13 different gestures with the up, down, left, right, tap and double click and so on. And once you've got nothing to unassigned, it says unassigned. But once you've got something, if you want to program it to turn the TV on, you tap 3 times and hold, and then you have your device. Say if I wanted to turn it on by double press, it says double press, you hold your remote up to it and then you click on, and then it says confirmed, and then you click again and it exits programming mode. Moving on, we've got control mode, and this is slightly different to the first control mode, which it's silent this time. So instead of actually making the noise, it just does this sound. That. So it's less annoying if you're using it in normal control mode. Moving on, we have FX mode, which has 13 different sounds. I'm going to try and display all 13 now. Right. Sorry. The right one's quite annoying to actually get. And double press. There you go. And you get the idea. And an FX mode has quite a good feature on it where it has Morse code. And the other amazing feature with FX mode is that it has a special feature which turns any TV off. And to do so, you click 3 times and hold, and it goes through its normal sound. It cycles through different frequencies, and depending on the TV, it switches on quickly or not so quickly. Like I found out with LG TVs, it turns off about 6 seconds, but with Technica TVs it doesn't seem to do it. I don't know why, maybe it's not programmed to do so. But it's this. It does that sound, and when it flickers it means it's cycling through the different frequencies. And if you don't want that sound, you do it 4 times and hold, which it flickers again but without the sound and still cycles through the different frequencies. And then if you want to turn it off, you just, on FX mode, if you hold it down to try and turn it off, it just does the sound. So you've got to go into a different setting and then hold down, and it turns off. And I have to say, it's a very smooth transaction, because when I got this first it was quite sticky. When I used to push it I had to hold it and then push. With this it's a really smooth transaction, and it sticks in that slot quite well, so it's hard to move out. And then this material it's made out of is CNC machined lightweight aerospace aluminium, polycarbonate and acrylic and ABS, which mainly this is part of the ABS and acrylic, and this here is the aluminium. Most of it I would say is made of aluminium, especially the charging slot here, which you plug the USB slot, is in box here, into this slot, and then plug that into your laptop or whatever else you've got that charges it, and it takes roughly 2 hours to charge, and that is about red when it's charging and turns green and actually warns you when it's charged up full. Stick that back on and move this here. Comes with an instruction manual on one side, you can see here, and that just tells you all the gestures and all the buttons you need to press to get the certain things working. And on the other side you've got an X-ray version of it, which is quite a lot of information on that, so I can't go through that right now, but as you can see it's pretty amazing. And then I'm going to finish off with it with its stand. Now the 11th Sonic had a sort of display case, but this has a magnet on this part here, so this specific part right here just sticks on, and it's quite hard to move. Stick it up and it's awesome pose. That ends this review of the Sonic Screwdriver Universal Remote, the Sci-Fi guy disengaging.